This is KCTV English News. I'm Nick Brontes. Jeju International University is demanding that the Ministry of Education postpone its decision to include it on a list of universities for which national funding is cut off. In a statement released Monday, University President Go Chung-seok and the faculty and student associations said they had followed the ministry's instructions and now feel betrayed that Jeju International was added to the list. They also maintain that the ministry violated its own administrative guidelines by including the years 2015 and 2016 in its evaluation. The campus of Tamna University had not yet been sold at that point. Freshmen and transfer students at universities on this list are ineligible for state scholarships and student loans. The schools are also required to restructure and reduce their student body by 35%. The provincial government will conduct a thorough inspection of all farmland acquired over the past 3 years. Authorities will inspect all plots certified for agricultural use that were acquired between July 2015 and this June. They will look for land being used contrary to its official use, plots being privately leased out, and other violations. Authorities will then discuss the cases at hearings, after which they may issue orders that violators dispose of their land. Over the past 3 years, authorities issued farmland acquisition certificates for 51,000 plots, amounting to 7,400 hectares. Local authorities have received nearly 200 reports of dating abuse this summer. Jeju Municipal Police began a special report period for the crimes in June. Officers have logged 183 reports of dating violence, which have led to 28 arrests. 14 of the arrests were for assault and injury charges, and 6 were for confinement and intimidation. Police say they will instruct the dating abuse victims in self-defense, as well as do more to prevent these types of crimes in the first place. The construction industry in Jeju is struggling with a lack of work. The Jeju branch of the Construction Association of Korea says its 296 member companies got 334 new contracts last month. That's 25% fewer than in July 2017. That includes 178 contracts worth 220 billion won for general construction work and 156 contracts worth 160 billion won for civil engineering projects. Those are both 25% reductions. The association says newly ordered harbor construction will help the situation, but that it won't be enough to turn the industry around. The rate at which it contracts will just slow down. Very few rural guest houses have shown interest in seeking security certification from the provincial government. The new certification program is part of the province's crime prevention efforts. Jeju City received 65 applications for the certification, Sogipo 83, for a total of only 148. That's just 4% of Jeju's 3,700 registered rural accommodations. Officials who have analyzed the lackluster response say it's too difficult for the businesses to meet the requirements. There are 20 requirements in 5 categories, which cover things such as basic equipment and facilities, crime prevention, and regulatory compliance. The officials also say the benefits of the certification are inadequate compared to the requirements. Due to a recent legal change, the province needs to come up with more money to hire more drivers for its public buses. This comes amid an already pronounced labor shortage in the transportation sector across the country. Mike Laidman reports.
There are 193 public bus drivers in Jeju. They work every other day for an average of 14 hours. Driving a bus had previously been categorized as a job to which the working hour limit did not apply. Therefore, limitless overtime work used to be allowed. However, bus drivers will now not be able to work more than 68 hours per week because of the revision of the Labor Standard Act. Beginning in July of 2019, their working hours will be limited to 52 per week. The new overtime limit will be 12 hours per week. Currently, if drivers work 14 hours during every shift, their overtime hours would amount to 24 hours per week, double the legal limit. The province will therefore hire 154 new drivers this year so that each bus has 2 drivers per day. There have already been 44 drivers hired since May, and another 110 will be hired by the end of the year. However, the recruitment will likely not go as smoothly as planned, as the manpower shortage in the transportation industry is just as serious nationwide.
내년 1월 1일 전면 시행을 목표로 추진하고 있습니다. 혹시 금년 내로 채용이 안 되게 되면은 내년 7월까지는 전부 채용이 될 수 있도록.
Now, the province needs to secure an extra 5.5 billion won in its 2019 budget for the soon-to-be doubled personnel expenditures. But for now, in order to shoehorn the current laws with the current routes, some routes could even be removed in the process of trying to resolve this public transportation crisis. Mike Laidman, KCTV.
Participants in the Jeju Leisure Sports Festival are competing in a wide range of sports, from golf to fishing to windsurfing. More mostly cloudy skies Wednesday. For the details, here's your forecast. The morning low in Jeju City will be 26, and the afternoon high 32 degrees. It will be a bit cooler down south. Temperatures in Seogwipo will fall between 25 and 29. In Seongsan, the low before lunch will be 24, and the high later on, 30 degrees. Similar temperatures are expected in western regions around Gosan. And the morning low at higher elevations like Songpanak will be 20, and the afternoon high 25 degrees. Taking a look at the marine forecast, winds will be out of the southeast and south at 7 to 12 meters per second, and seas will be between 1 and 2 meters. And here's a look ahead. And that brings us to the end of today's newscast. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you'll tune in next time. Until then, find us online at eng.kctvjeju.com. 시청자 여러분, 고맙습니다.